Hey everybody, Sammy here at SFI Sports Cards, back with another video. Today is October 1st. Welcome to all, and those that are new to the channel. Glad to have you here with me, and hope you stick around for a bit. October 1st, we've got a group of big names for birthdays today. Xander Bogaerts. His birthday is today, so shout out to Shane over at Shoebox Legends, who is a big Xander Bogaerts fan. Who else? Roberto Kelly. He was one of my best friends. He was his favorite player, Roberto Kelly, from his time with the Yankees. Mark McGwire. His birthday is today. Also, the Terminator, Jeff Reardon, with his 100-mile-per-hour fastball, the closer for the Expos, the Twins, several other teams, and Hall of Famer Rod Carew. His birthday is today, so happy birthday to all. If you're watching, if it's your birthday, let me know. But today, we are going to look at a card number 2 from my 11th submission to SGC. While this one is not rare, it's not overly sought after, but it comes from one of my favorite sets of all time, 1958 Topps. I was searching for good copies of any card from this set because I'm a big fan of it. I found this one for $11 and decided to send it off to get graded. I love getting cards of players that most may not realize how good they actually were. I don't understand comparing eras. I don't understand comparing players from different eras. I don't think it's fair to players themselves. Too many variables go in it. For how the game was played from one era to the next, and there's different equipment now. Training is different. Nutrition is different. We have video technology that helps players immensely now. But this guy that I'm going to show fits right in. Right into my passion for these types of players. Now, as you can see in the background, we have 5 1958 Topps cards. And big fan of these cards as far as the solid block color that you see here on the front of these cards. It reminds me of, like the 1954 Red Hearts. They have those solid colors. 49 Leaf, 49 Bowman. And on these 58 Topps, of course, these logos, love them. They don't have logos like this anymore. But I appreciate seeing them on these cards. But today, we're going to unveil a card right here I have for you. And this is 1958 Topps Hall of Famer, Early Wynner. Now, I was born in 1977. And I was probably around 10, 12 years old when I started learning about players that weren't necessarily household names at the time. You know, household names that we love today. You know, the Willie Mays', the Henry Aaron's, you know, the Ruth, the Gehrig's. So I started finding out more about like pitchers, you know, like early Wynn. And let's say, I don't know, Bob Lemon and Eddie Plank, Red Ruffing, Red Faber. So I got to appreciate those players very early on in my childhood. So even though I didn't see Wynn pitch, he is part of my childhood growing up, learning about how great he really was. So let's take a look at this card here. No, I don't know the grade yet, which is kind of weird because I sent in 5 cards. I unveiled the, what was the first card? Oh, the Vic Rashi card. That's in a previous video, so check that out. But I'm just learning the grades as I flip this over. So I've got 3 after this, which I have not seen the grades of those either. So taking a lot of willpower to not look at those grades yet. Well, look at this back. Looks great. Everything's legible. Those comics look so clear. We got his, you know, height, weight. Was a switch hitter. Shows his hometown. He is January born, like myself. But here we can see early came to the Sox in a preseason trade. In that trade was Minnie Minoso. He went from Cleveland to Chicago. Well, Wynn went to Chicago. Minoso went to Cleveland. It says here he will strengthen Chicago's chances of overtaking the Yanks. Now, I don't really think that happened, but they tried. Of his 37 starts in 57, early went the route in 13. So that means 13 complete games, I'm assuming. In 1950, he was the ERA king of the league. Now, at this time, it says early won 20 games 4 times in his 16 years. He ended up winning 20 games 5 times total in his career. And right here it says he was a strikeout king. And I love this little image here. It looks like, you know, jelly legs from the batter. So that's neat they put that in there. And then you can see his pitching record on the bottom. But the card looks great. Corners looking pretty good. Oh, very good actually. As you can see here. Now I'm anticipating a mid-grade. I'm not really sure. Maybe around 4, 5, 6, somewhere in there. Card does look great. But from what I remember, does have some issues, which all cards do. But let's take a look, see how we did. We get a 6, which I am very happy with. I thought I actually might go on the lower end of that mid-grade, as far as maybe a 5 I was anticipating. Card looks awesome. Now, to me, the white border and this yellow block in here, it's not, you can see there's some, I don't know how you would explain it, graying in it, it kind of looks like. We got some white here above the N. Well, I'm just probably being overly picky, but this card is awesome. There again is the White Sox logo for this year on this card. A little bit of a shift to the bottom of the card as far as the borders, but I can't complain whatsoever. So like I said, this was an $11 card I bought ungraded. Sent it in for 15 bucks, so I got $25 invested in it. Not that that's very important to me, but in case you guys were curious. And of course we have the very excited, happy to have his picture taken, I'm sure, early win that we see on most of his cards. And we can discuss that a little bit. You know, I'm a fan of pitchers who were considered intimidators. Guys like Bob Gibson, Randy Johnson, Nolan Ryan, Bob Feller. And Wynn was one of the most intimidating pitchers of his time with his powerful fastball. He did decide to ditch his changeup and incorporate a curve, slider, knuckleball combination, which he crafted from his pitching coach, Mel Harder. Wynn made his major league debut in 1939 on September 13th. His last game was in 1963 on September 13th. He had a no-nonsense attitude, who hated being taken out of games. He once threw a baseball at his manager, Al Lopez, as he walked to the mound to remove him from the game. So you can tell he was very passionate about finishing what he started. Also known for furniture moving in the clubhouse. He would throw chairs in the clubhouse after bad outings. I guess he, expected a lot from himself. He used to throw up batters for hitting balls up the middle. He would throw at teammates during batting practice. He also gave a little chin music to his 15-year-old son while he was taking batting practice, before a game. But as far as his accolades, great body of work. Led in games started 5 times. Innings pitched and batters faced in a season 3 times, so he was very durable. 9-time All-Star. Cy Young Award, 1959, and at the time he was the oldest pitcher to win the award at the age of 39. And here's an award that we don't hear too much about anymore, even though it is still given out. And I believe it holds just as much weight as the MVP award, and that is the Sporting News Player of the Year. He won that in 1959. Twice, he was the Major League wins leader, 1954 and 59. 5 times he won 20 games, which I mentioned before. He was the American League ERA leader, 1950. 2-time strikeout leader, 1957, 58, so back-to-back years there. He is a member of the what is now called the Cleveland Guardians Hall of Fame. He's also in the Washington Nationals Ring of Honor. 1999, the Sporting News listed him as the 100th greatest player of all time. He pitched in 4 different decades. First player to pitch in 23 seasons. He was a member of the 1954 Indians team who won 111 games and part of one of the greatest pitching staffs in history, which included him, Bob Feller, Mike Garcia, Bob Lemon, All tremendous pitchers. And I didn't know, but that 1954 team pitching staff, the bullpen consisted of Don Massey and Hale Newhouser. So a lot of big names on that 54 Indians pitching staff. And he was also a good hitter. He batted from both sides of the plate. He hit 17 career home runs, driving in 173 RBIs. Ted Williams said he was the toughest pitcher he ever faced. But I've also heard that he could never figure out Ted Lyons either, so nice to hear praise from one of the greatest hitters ever. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame 1972 with Sandy Koufax and Yogi Berra. So a great class in 1972. But that is the second card from my submission, which will be 3 more. But thanks for being here. Hopefully you'll stick with me. And like I said, I'll unveil the other 3 in separate videos coming up. You know, I haven't really picked up too many new cards recently, but I've got some past cards that really excited to show you. I'll probably fit in a VR here and there. One off the top of my head, Drew, our buddy in the community's got one for franchise players that played their whole career with a team, so jump in and put a VR out there for them. But I'm glad to have you here again, so welcome. We'll talk soon. Everyone take care and be safe out there. And thanks for checking out this 1958 Topps Early Win. Take it easy.